Hello everybody and welcome to Statistics Online at Frederick Community College. My name is Professor Val Lockman and I will be your instructor for this class. So this video is an introduction to the course where I will go over everything you need to know to get started. Okay, but before I do this, I wanted you to see the picture of some of the faculty here at Frederick Community College. This is us getting ready for the graduation ceremony this past May. And this happy person right here, that would be me. So if you see me on campus at some point, please say hi. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get started with the actual class. So here's a brief outline of what I'm going to talk about in this video. I will briefly talk about the Blackboard site, course materials, ways of communication, and some tips for success in this class. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our Blackboard course site. Okay, this is going to be the main platform. This is where you would start, and many of you are already logged in and checked out all the tabs. So we start over here on the very first tab that says start here. Then this actual video will be uploaded on this page, so you can always check it out again. But the first thing that all students should do before you complete any assignments, please finish the honors code pledge. And it's very quick and very easy task. So all you have to do is fill out this page right here, your ID, last name, first name, phone number, and so forth, and to instructor email. That is my email, which is vlockman@frederick.edu. Okay, once you submit this form, I will get an email from you and I will send you a reply that says pledge received. Okay, so that is your very first thing that you should do. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this page right here. So you will see that we have all these different tabs: discussion board, module 1, my grades, email, and so forth. All of this is more or less self-explanatory, so I'm gonna let you browse through the page and get familiar with it. Okay, but let's go ahead and talk about course materials, what you're going to need in the class. So the syllabus is going to stay there. When you have the time, please go through all of the information in the syllabus. Okay, so the first page is just generic stuff: when the class starts, how many credits, core learning outcomes, and so forth. And then here we have more policies that I'm supposed to include in the syllabus. Assessment of learning outcomes. So you will see that there will be 4 major assignments that will compose your grade, right? So online homework and 3 tests. So I'm gonna let you browse through this, and then let's see. This is your outline for the course. It is tentative, but we're going to stick to it fairly well. And if there are any changes, I will definitely let you know in advance. Okay, so when you have the time, please read through the syllabus very carefully. Let me know if you have any questions. And now you notice that we have 3 major assignments that are tests, right? So test number 1 will be non-proctored, administered online, so you can take it at any time, at any facility, or at home, at school, anywhere you have access to reliable internet and a computer, of course. Okay, and then test 2 and 3, those will be proctored at FCC, and you will have a week or so. Usually I'll give students a week, so Thursday through Thursday, because that's what our week goes in the summer. You will have that many days to come to FCC and take the test. Now, let's say you're out of state. If you're out of state, then look into another certified facilities. This could be another college, university, or any certified testing center, and let me know about them 10 days prior to the test. Okay, so that's the main housekeeping things that I wanted to get out of the way So now let's actually talk about the course materials. So course materials, let's take a look. We're going to need a textbook. We're going to be watching lots of videos. We'll have Newton homework, and we will need a graphing calculator. Okay, so let's see. The course textbook, there are two versions. One of them is online. So this is an open source material, which means it's completely free. Or if you were to buy a hard copy of this, it's relatively cheap. So this is where the course textbook comes from. And then you can also download it, the PDF version. Okay, so I already uploaded it here on your course site. So let's take a brief look at this book. Many of you probably have seen it before. If not, you'll get familiar with the format, and of course it takes forever for it to load. So we are almost there. Okay, I do want to talk briefly about this book. So, Introductory Statistics from OpenStax. If you can take a look, it's 913 pages, right? You might be freaking out right at this moment. Please don't. So this book, I've used it for over a year in my classes, okay? It's free, so that's a big benefit. It's not ideal, and no textbook is. But this book has just enough material to cover everything we need to know for this particular class. Okay, it actually has more than we need to. So if you can take a look, there's 13 chapters. We're not going to cover all of them. We're going to be skipping a lot. And if you browse through this book, you will see why it's actually so large. There's a lot of extra stuff, okay? And the way it's formatted. You can also see that, some of the pages, okay, this one just has 2 examples, that's it, okay? So there's not actually a lot of material in the textbook, okay? No, not too many formulas, not too many definitions. So please don't freak out that, oh my God, this is such a huge textbook. Yeah, it is, but we're going to be very selective about what we read and what we skip. Okay, so if you want to use the online version, it's here. I have a link for you on Blackboard, or you can just download the PDF and keep it on your desktop. Okay, well, let's take a look. So that's the textbook. Let's see what else we're going to use. The online homework that's done through Newton Alta. This is a new online homework that I'm trying this summer. So this is a pilot for me. I'm kind of excited about it because I'm always trying to do something new, something different. So I was able to negotiate a little bit of a lower price. So $15 one-time payment. Okay. They have another option of $40 for the entire time. So I think it's 2 years, or 2 payments of $10. Well, I was able to get a little bit smaller price, okay? Not a lot, but still. Okay, so $15, that's what you should be paying for this homework. So let me go ahead and show you what you would need to do. And many of you already registered, that's great. But these instructions should be fairly self-explanatory. So you click on this link right here, and this says that I already have an account, right? Okay, so if you don't have an account, you'll be able to set it up. Right here, first time here, create an account. I already have a student account, so I'm going to log in. Okay, and what's gonna happen, I'm gonna see this page right here. Okay, so it says, welcome Val, please complete a purchase or enter an access code to access your Newton course. So Math 120 Summer 2019. Okay, if you press over here, what you're going to see is the $15 negotiated price, one-time purchase, and you can pay for it directly through the website here. Or if you bought a code at Frederick Community College bookstore, that's what you would enter here. Okay, so if I am correct, the FCC code is about $18 or something like that. So they have to mark up a little bit, right? So it still should be relatively cheap relative to other publishers. Okay, so once you do this, okay, you should see all of the assignments that are set up. Okay, and the due dates are already set up, so everything is already there. Okay, and some of you are already working on it, which is great, but you will see that we have quite a lot of work to do. 52 online assignments. Okay, that's going to be 20% of your overall grade. And this online homework is tied to the textbook. Okay, so it is based on the definitions and notation of the textbook, of the free OpenStack book. All right. Okay, so what else do we need for the course? So textbook done, videos, I'll talk about those, Newton homework, graphing calculator. Yes, that's what we need. So the graphing calculator that we will be using, TI-83 or 84 or 84 plus. Okay, if you already purchased or you have a physical calculator, that's great. If you haven't purchased one yet, please don't buy a new one. They're very expensive. I don't think it's worth getting one. Consider getting an app. Okay, so Wabitamu TI emulator, that's one free app, and that is for Android devices or your computer. Okay, and then here's a version of it. So that's what I use on my computer. Turn it on. Okay, so let's say 8 times 2. It looks just like your calculator. We, of course, won't be using arithmetics like this. We will be using stat commands and functions, okay? Or if you have an Apple product, then Graph and Calc 83 calculator. That's what you can use. It is about $6.99, so it's not free, but it's definitely cheaper than buying a calculator, okay? So that's what we will be using in our course. All right, let's see. So textbook done, videos. Videos are, I'm talking about the videos that I created for the class, and then there are also videos for that are uploaded on Newton homework. So I'll mention those a little bit a little bit later. Okay, so how's your class gonna go? I'm going to have weekly announcements, so I don't have any right now, but I'm gonna have about 2 or 3 announcements a week. So one of them will be on Thursday, so that's when our week starts. I'll basically outline everything that's coming up, anything important, and you will see that I'm fairly well structured. I like organization, I like structure, I like lists and bullet lists. I like to check things off. So you will kind of get used to the way I structure my class fairly quickly. So that's going to be the big announcement on Thursdays. Okay, and then if there's something new that came out, let's say I created a new video or I got a question that was repeated over and over, so I'll shoot you a quick announcement and say, okay, hey, by the way, there's a new video or there's a new worksheet or something like that. Okay, but I'm gonna try not to overwhelm you with too many announcements. So announcements, let's see, let me make some notes here. Big one on Thursday. Okay, that one you can expect from me. Okay, so discussion boards, what are those? This is not mandatory, okay, but it's a really great way for you to stay connected. For discussion boards, you will see that I already have 4 discussion boards. So one of them where we introduce ourselves, and I will make an introduction as well. And then one board for each of the modules, okay? So if you have a question that's related to the course, okay, please use the discussion board, okay? So questions related to the class, course materials, okay? So anything that you might be struggling with. So let's say you've tried over and over this problem and you just don't get it, you don't understand the concept. That's where you want to go. Okay, so on the discussion board, think about it this way: if someone else in the class could benefit from understanding this concept, from answering this question, that should go into discussion board. What about email? This is more personal matters. Okay, so personal matters. So if, let's say, you're sick and you want an extension, or you need to discuss something that other students don't need to see, okay, definitely send me an email. But please don't send me emails asking about the concepts, okay? So that's not what the email is for. That's what the discussion board is for, okay? So personal matters, yes. Discussion board, that's when we talk about statistics. And then we can also meet virtually, okay, via Blackboard. It's very easy. All you will need to have is a computer and internet access, maybe a camera if you want me to see you, or just a microphone. Okay, so this one is done by request. Okay, I'm rarely on campus this summer, but I am available. So if you would like to set up a meeting, half an hour to an hour, do that by request. Okay, and we can do that through Blackboard. It's really, really easy and it works wonderfully. Okay, so that's our communication. And then tips for success. This is what I want to talk about before we look at the weekly load. So let me just get this out of the way. I didn't put it in to begin with. I didn't want people to be scared, but let's just make this clear. This course will not be a walk in the park. Yeah, I'm just going to be brutally honest with you guys. This is not going to be one of those courses that people can just win it. It's not going to happen for many, many reasons. First of all, it's a summer class, okay? So a lot of you have vacation planned and trips to go to, and summer. It's great. You want to be outside. You don't want to be sitting in front of a computer or reading a textbook. So that's one of the reasons why this is not going to be exactly a super easy breeze through course, okay? The other reason, it's online, okay? So, yeah, online classes are different, and I actually have a fairly different grade distribution for my online classes versus face-to-face. Okay, the reason is when students come to my courses and I make attendance fairly mandatory. You come into a class and you just kind of learn whether you like it or not. So you're there, you're listening, doing some worksheets, discussing stuff with other students. You get out of the class, you learn it. Okay? For online class, I can't make you show up and watch a video or read a textbook. Okay? So online classes are different in the way they will test your discipline and your commitment. Okay, and also it's 8 weeks. So all of these factors contribute to it being kind of rough. Not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't want you to think about this class as just going to be, I can do this fairly easily, not putting any work into it. Okay, please don't make that mistake. Okay, summer classes are hard. Not because of the material, actually. So statistics, my face-to-face classes have a really high success rate, almost 100%. So just about 100% people passing. But it's not the same for online, especially summer classes, okay? Having said that, it's doable. You just need to know what you're getting into, okay? So schedule your studying time, just like you would have a class scheduled Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 till 10:30, right? Okay, schedule your studying time and stick to it. It is so easy to fall behind, and then it will be very difficult to catch up, okay? Ask for help if you need it. We have STEM Center, okay? So STEM Center, I'll make a note about it. STEM Center is open in 212, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that will have tutors on Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday. I'll post the schedule. I'll let you know more details. But there will be students, tutors that will be able to help you. And then just ask me for, of course. Okay? You can always ask me for help. And then once you work through your weekly assignment, do a self-assessment. Okay, so ask yourself, okay, how well do you think you understand this material? This is not for me. This is for you to just sit down and say, all right, okay, I'm good with this chapter, but I'm still struggling with that one. I need to do something about it. All right. So let me give you kind of a diagram of how your week should go. So you start with Blackboard. Okay. You go through the Blackboard course side and you say, what do I need to do this week? Okay. Reading and videos. You can't get away from that. Okay. There has to be some reading. There has to be some watching of the videos. That's just part of the deal. Then you go to online homework. Okay. You go through online homework. If you're stuck here, ask for help. If not, then move on to the written activities. These are not graded, but this is a wonderful way to self-assess yourself. Okay, just say, oh, okay, if I can do these worksheets and I don't get this instant feedback, I'm doing it right, but I have a feeling I'm doing it right. This is a great way for you to say, yes, I think I'm on the right track. Okay, if you're stuck here, go back again to reading the video and reading and watching the videos. And of course, you can always just at any given point ask for help. Okay, but self-assessment is a good idea for this particular class. Okay, once you, let's say, complete chapter 2, sit down and write down everything that you are comfortable with, and then maybe some things that you might not be comfortable. Okay, and then let me know. So let's go back to the Blackboard course site. Okay, let's talk about what all your weeks will look like. We have 8 weeks. Okay, you will already see week 1 and 2, and I'm gonna start opening up 3, 4, and so forth. I just don't want you to be too overwhelmed. So week 1, we go here. We have 2 chapters to cover. Okay, chapter 1 materials. This is kind of like a quick overview what's going to happen. You see the main learning objectives, what you need to do. There is sections 1.1 through 1.4. That's the reading. Watch the instructor's videos. Graded assignment is the online homework. Non-graded assignments, but strongly encouraged. Discussion board. Written activity 1. Let's talk about this written activity 1 real quick. So in the typical 15 weeks semester, I would assign these for a grade. Okay, so students would submit this through Blackboard with full solutions, and then they would get my feedback about their work, and this would be collected for a grade. Now, in the summer class, we only have 8 weeks, so you would have to be doing a lot of work very quickly. I've tried that before. It doesn't quite work. So it's too much. It's just too much. So for both the students and myself, okay? So, but I still want you to see what my assessments would look like, okay? So these are great additional resources for you guys to use, okay? So here's the worksheet for chapter 1. You can sit down and try to work through these problems on your own, and then what you would do, you would discuss this on discussion board, okay? So let's say you have questions about it, you post them under module 1, so you go to module 1, create a thread, and then start talking about it, okay? So that's how this would work. So let me go back to module 1, chapter 1 materials. Here your study guide, okay? I'm telling you what sections to focus on, what key terminology to discuss, and I'm also letting you know if there is an instructor's video associated with this particular topic, okay? Over here, I'm letting you know what to skip, okay? So this is a more detailed outline of what to do for chapter 1, okay? Now let me take a look at week 2 real quick. So let's say we'll take a look at chapter 4. I just wanted to see a slightly different study guide, okay? So here you see that I also mention some examples. These are not necessarily that you have to memorize them or really go through, but these are based on my previous classes, and some students would struggle with these particular concepts. So I'm referring you to the examples to go through. Okay, so if you're struggling with binomial, okay, let's say binomial is the one that giving you a headache, okay, then watch my video and go through these two examples, and then let me know if that was enough. Okay, if not, we can meet virtually or discuss it over the discussion board. Okay, and also over here you see that I talk about calculator functions. So after completing chapter 4, you should know how to use these functions right here. Okay, so the first few chapters won't have as many calculator functions, but once we get out of module 1, we're going to be learning about new functions just about every week. All right. Okay, so let's talk about videos. Okay, most of the videos that I provide for you are pre-recorded. Okay, some of them date a couple of years ago, some of them are more recent. Students from previous classes told me they found them very helpful. Okay, so I strongly recommend you watch the videos if they are provided by me. Okay, and there are also videos on here. So let me take a look how you get it. Okay, let me log off. All right, so how would you watch videos on Newton? Okay, so let's say I want to go through, quartiles and box plots. Okay, so you get a question that looks like that. Everybody's going to get them in a slightly different order and probably with slightly different numbers. Okay, so let's say you take a look at this question and you have no idea where to start. Go ahead and go to more instructions, and it will give you definition, some examples, key terms. Sometimes it will give you a video over here. So not every concept will have a video that's associated with the homework, right? But box and whisker plot, actually I have a video for this particular concept. Okay, so if you're more visual learner and you would like to see it instead of reading, then go back to Blackboard and say, hey, is there a video for this particular concept? And the answer is yes. For this particular one, yes, there is a video. Okay, so let's go ahead and find another section. Okay. Now let's just do instructor cheat real quick. Great, you can get feedback. I just want to get out of this one. Oh no. All right. So if you get it wrong, that's what you get. Okay. All right. So that's what your videos are on Newton Alta. Okay. But again, let me remind you that there's a lot of videos that I post for each of the chapters, and they're located in supplementary videos. Let's say for chapter 3. There's tons of them here, right? So probability, conditional probability. There are some additional videos that were created by someone else. The ones that are coming exactly from me, okay? Those are the ones that I want you guys to focus on. Okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to mention for getting started. Okay, I'm looking forward to working with all of you. If you have any questions at any point, please let me know. And good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching.